So I want to start first and foremost by giving our praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, for Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Hashem, Makapadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of the great millstone, who fed me his truth, who still feed me his truth, and who lead as examples to the flock, peace and blessings to the elect, starting with 144,000, as well as the rest of the one third, the rest of the large multitude, I should say, the men, women, and children whom the Lord has foreordained to receive mercy. Salawam. No, I just wanted to, touch on something that, other brothers and elders and apostles have touched on, through the Spirit, Salakia, and it's this idea of pretty much bread and circuses, right, in this political campaign, between Kamala Harris and Donald Trump, and it's the same thing that's being employed in Jamaica, where um, um, musical artists, dancehall artists are being brought on stage, to pacify and to entertain the people instead of actually debating on political issues. The mandate now is to distract, to entertain, and to appease the masses. And our people love to have it so, which is what I wanted to really, focus on, in this lesson. So we're gonna play this really stupid video here that we see, Obama raps Eminem lyrics, and if you watch this video and you see, we're gonna play it, and you're gonna see how uncomfortable, Eminem looks, obviously they have something, we know they have, things on these people, right now it's being surfaced right now all over Twitter, and other social media platforms, videos of Eminem, wearing a dress and putting on makeup in his younger days. So they have humiliation rituals for all these celebrities, and then when the time is come, they call them up to do their bidding, and I believe through the Spirit, P Diddy, was used as an example to say, okay, this is what will happen to you if you don't play along, if you don't be a good monkey and play along. But let's play it and get into the scriptures, and hopefully, through the Spirit, this is edifying.
I think Vice President Harris supports a future for this country where these freedoms and many others will be protected and upheld. And here to tell you much more about.
Hopefully the audio is good. Let me switch from the ones.
I think Vice President Harris supports a future for this country where these freedoms and many others will be protected and upheld. And here to tell you much more about that, President Barack Obama.
Yeah, look how he doesn't even look up, when he's speaking. His head is held down, it almost looks as if he's ashamed, to be there, right? But let's continue.
I gotta say, I have done a lot of rallies, so I don't usually get nervous. But I was feeling some kind of way following Eminem. Now I notice my palms are sweating, knees weak, arms are heavy, burned on my sweat already, mom's spaghetti. I'm nervous, but on the surface I look calm and ready to drop bombs, but I keep on forgetting.
And this is what the people want. This is what appeases the people. You hear the crowds, all mindless drones, wanting to be entertained, wanting to be appeased. Nobody actually listening to the political arguments of either side. Donald Trump with his stunt, working at a McDonald's, for a few minutes. Here in Jamaica, they're bringing up Vibes Cartel, which is the biggest demon in the dancehall space, here in Jamaica, bringing up that demon on stage. It's all about bread and circuses, When we're going to read what that is, brothers have always brought it out, but for edification's sake, let's get into it again, right? This is from Wikipedia. Bread and circuses is a metonymic phrase. What does that word mean? See if we can find it. Appeasement, right? In an international context, is a diplomatic negotiation policy of making political material or territorial concessions to an aggressive power with intention to avoid conflict, right? So it's an appeasement, right? And appease someone means to make them pacified, not angry, right? So I believe I clicked on the wrong thing there. Metonymic. Right. So a metonymy is a figure of speech in which a concept is referred to by name of something closely associated with that thing or concept. So in this case, bread and circuses, we're going to get into what it is. It is attributed to Juvenal, a Roman poet active in the late 1st and early 2nd century AD, and is used commonly in cultural, particularly political contexts. In a political context, listen to this, the phrase means to generate public approval, not by excellence in public service or public policy, but by diversion, distraction, or by satisfying the most immediate or base requirements of a populace by offering a palliative, right, which is something that soothes you, that pacifies you, right? For example, food, in brackets, bread, or entertainment, in bracket, circuses, right? And that's exactly what you see going on with this video with, Obama rapping Eminem's lines, right? It's just appeasing the masses, right? Satisfying their most immediate and base requirements, right? Getting the public approval by diversion, by distraction, right? Juvenal originally used it to decry the selfishness of common people and their neglect of wider concerns. The phrase implies a population's erosion or ignorance of civic duty as a priority. And it goes for both ways, and I wanted to focus a little bit on the side of the populace. The populace really, they want to be entertained, they want to be fed, they don't care about political issues, really and truly, right? They just want to be kept in this docile, suspended animation, right? And the leaders they're gonna exploit it, right? It says the phrase originates in Rome in Satire 10 of the Roman satirical poet Juvenal. In context, the Latin panem et circenses, bread and circuses, identifies the only remaining interest of a Roman populace that no longer cares for its historical birthright of political involvement. Already long ago, from when we sold our vote to no man, right, the people have abdicated our duties. For the people who once upon a time handed out military command, high civic office, legions, everything now restrains itself and anxiously hopes for just two things, bread and circuses, right? Juvenal refers to the Roman practice of providing free wheat to Roman citizens, as well as costly circus games and other forms of entertainment as a means of gaining political power. And that's exactly what is happening now, right throughout the Western Hemisphere, right? You hardly see sensible political debates. And this is why I think it was Socrates that was against democracy. He was against democracy not because he didn't want people to be able to vote for their leaders, but because he said the majority of the masses are uneducated and they're stupid, right? So they shouldn't be allowed to vote on these issues because they are uninformed, they're ignorant, right? And the political leaders know this. They know that the majority of people are just uneducated, mindless drones, right? That only need to be fed bread and circuses in order for you to win their approval, right? That's it, right? And they make sure that people remain that way through media, especially social media, the music and all of that. And then, of course, the witchcraft, right? Because all of this that we're seeing happening right now, this is witchcraft, right? This is not anything normal. This is witchcraft, right? That is being put forth, to these people, right? So we're going to start here in Jeremiah 5 verse 30. A wonderful and horrible thing, right, is committed in the land. The prophets prophesy falsely, and the priests bear rule by their means, and my people love to have it so. What will you do in the end there? Because ultimately, our people, they just lock this thing up, yo. They love it, right? Here in Jamaica, when Cartel came out, there was a roar of applause. They love to have it so. They don't care. Isaiah 30 verse 9, it says, this is a rebellious people, lying children that would not hear the law of the Lord, which say to the seers, see not, to the prophets, prophesy not unto us right things, speak unto us smooth things, prophesy deceits, give us bread and circuses, appease us, make us feel good, get you out of the way, turn aside out of the path, cause the Holy One of Israel to cease from before us. Wherefore, thus saith the Lord, the Holy One of Israel, because ye despise this word, and trust in oppression and perverseness, right? And stay thereon, therefore this iniquity shall be To you as a breach ready to fall, swelling out in a high wall whose breaking cometh suddenly at an instant. Right? And I wanted to especially bring this one out. This is Ezekiel 13 verse 18, and I want to bring it out in the NLT, you know, for because I believe it's a bit more clear in the NLT. Right? It says, "This is what the sovereign Lord said. What sorrow awaits you women who are ensnaring the souls of my people, young and alike. You tie magic charms on their wrists and furnish them with magic veils." Right? And this is not just to the women, you know. I'm using it, you know, to apply to the powers that be, really. Right? The politicians, the pastors, the celebrities, you know, the ones behind the shadows, right, that are using magic, right, to control and snare the souls of the people. Do you think you can trap others without bringing destruction on yourselves? You bring shame on me, right, among my people for a few handfuls of barley and a piece of bread. By lying to my people who love to listen to lies, right, you kill those who should not die, and you promise life to those who should not live. So you push perverseness. You call the righteous unrighteous, and you call the wicked the righteous. Right? This is what the sovereign Lord said. I am against all your charms, which you use to ensnare my people like birds. I will tear them from your arms, setting my people free like birds set free from a cage. And that's talking about the elect. The elect is going to wake up to this magic, yo. The elect is going to wake up to these tactics of the devil. I will tear off the magic veils and save my people from your grasp. They will no longer be your victims. Then you will know that I am the Lord. You have discouraged the righteous with your lies, but I didn't want them to be sad, and you have encouraged the wicked by promising them lives, right? Even though they continue in their sin. Because of all this, you will no longer talk of seeing visions that you never saw, nor will you make predictions, for I will rescue my people from your grasp. Then will you know that I am the Lord. Yeah, we're waiting until the Heavenly Father delivers us, yo, right? Because no member of, I'll say specifically for Great Millstone, no member of Great Millstone should be falling for this crap I'm talking about. They're going to the voting polls, yo, right? Whether it's here in Jamaica or it's in America, yo, right? Because we should be above this level, right? We're going to wrap here 2 Corinthians 2:11. Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. Let's read that in the NLT before we close off. Right, it says, so that Satan will not outsmart us, for we are familiar with his evil schemes. All right, so hopefully this lesson was edifying. Till next time, shalom.